Hey guys, it's Carol and thank you for stopping by for my channel. I've discovered that summer is not my friend because I apparently don't get any cross stitching done, and because I don't cross stitch, I don't film, and then because I don't film, I don't cross stitch. And this has become kind of a self-fulfilling cycle over the last 5 weeks. So better late than ever, right? At least that's what I'm telling myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get that out of the way right now. That means today's update is gonna be kind of short because, to be honest, I'm not exactly certain what I've been working on for the last 5 weeks. Yeah, that's right. Everything that I've been doing before, where I was working on goals and tracking my progress, kind of. I mean, I have numbers for today, but it's because I literally just figured them out. I really wasn't paying attention. I might have even missed some projects that I've worked on since my last update, and I would have no way of knowing. I literally did not write any of it down, and I really should. Things to know for the future. The first project I'm going to share this time is Heartstring Samplery's Consider the Lilies. This was my birthday start for 2022, and I have not gotten as far in this as I wanted to for no good reason. I am missing, like, it uses a ton of colors. I haven't even counted them up. Like, there's this big thing here on the back, and I have most of them. I'm missing only 4 colors. Unfortunately, one of those colors is right where I'm working because I started dead center, and it's one of the leaf colors for the tree here in the middle. Here's where it was last time. And this is where we are as of right now. The snake has been finished, working on the tree. Some of our, alternately, I guess it's supposed to be apples or pomegranates. It's obviously the Garden of Eden, and I have seen there's apparently multiple translations as to what the fruit is supposed to be off this, but in the serpent, Adam and Eve are going to be over here, but I'm not that far yet, just working on the tree. I do love just this one. This color, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I just love how it looks. I think it'll be really magnificent once it gets bigger. Unfortunately, it's still in the early start stages, and that's okay with me. The next piece that I spent actually a little more time working on over this period than I expected is Rosewood Manors Dreaming of Tulips, and here's where it was last time. And here's where it is today. I have been working on progressing up into this upper right hand corner. The chart itself is in total 6 pages, but page 3 and page 6 are only like half pages. So right now I'm kind of focusing on trying to finish up page 3 just because I want to get it all the way up here and then start working back toward finishing up in the lower right hand corner, the lower left hand corner. I don't know why, it just seems to be, based on how I like to stitch, it's been what I've been feeling, just the flow over the fabric. I am still loving the pinks. These are so beautiful, particularly this darkest shade. It is absolutely gorgeous. And one of the cool things as I've been working is, since I've been doing the back stitches that go along the back stitches, only 1 strand compared to the 2 strands of the full crosses, is it provides a lot of texture when you're starting at the finished piece. It really emphasizes the 3-dimensional nature of these type of designs. It is just absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. I'm about 20 stitches here, about 20 stitches from the edge over here. So 2-inch margins when I cut this fabric, because I cut it out of like a fat half, I think. I don't know. I had like this big chunk of white 32 count linen hanging around, and that's what I ended up using for this. And I don't know why I cut the margins so small this time, but hopefully I don't regret it when I'm getting to framing. But that's future me's problem, so not going to worry about it today. Anyway, my current progress in total is about 22% of the way through this project. Next, we have Modern Folk Embroidery's Ave Maria, the Annunciation, and this is the piece that I started back in March on the Feast of the Annunciation with the intent of getting it done by Christmas. I hope I didn't mean Christmas 2022, because at my current pace, that's not going to happen. Like at all. I totally know this. It's fine. Anyway, here's where it was last time. This is where we are today. I have really started filling in this second wing here for Gabriel. He is holding this lily. The lily itself is complete. He has a hand, like, looks a little more obvious what's going on here. And I actually also wandered up and started filling in the M for the words that are going across the top. This one actually got the most attention in July of any piece that I picked up. I then promptly lost my floss and just found it, no kidding, 10 minutes before I started filming, because that's my life. Anyway, I am 6% through this project, but I think that's, I mean, per the numbers, that makes sense. There's a lot of border on this, but it's just, this is such an impactful 6%. It feels like 6% is nothing, and look, I'm really happy with what's going on here. It's cool. I also got a fair amount of work done on the Fruit of Plenty, which is the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along for 2021. I am still working here in the January charts. I know I had said that my goal for, oh, by the way, anything I set for goals, the June goals obviously didn't get done. I said to make them the July goals, July goals. They didn't happen either. I am at the moment goal free because apparently goals are impeding my ability to get stitching done. So for the moment, I just don't need them because they're not helping me out. Here's where I was last time. This is where we are today. And here's where it is today. As you can see, I'm making pretty good progress on the month of January. It's actually, the January stitches are halfway complete, which means that out of the entire project, it's 4% complete. But that's fine. Like, considering how many new starts I have this year, I'm actually happy with how well I have been doing it. I don't want to say keeping up with this, but it's been really fun to stitch on when I am just not feeling, I don't want to say like stitching, but when I am getting stuck, my anxiety's been out of control. So just roll with me on this. And I am getting stuck on the perfection of my internal voice is saying, you're not getting enough done. You know you want to do it. You said you're going to do it. Now you're failing. My interior monologue is really quite cruel. But anyway, so one of the nice things about this is I do a single strand. Just whatever color is closest to where I've been working. So I finished out the top of the fruit basket, and then I'm working on making the basket. I do seriously one strand, and it feels like such a success. And sometimes, on some days, that's what I need. Now, one I hadn't really touched much recently has been Family Patchwork Sampler, the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along from 2020. I had put this one down back in June and never really felt the need to pick it up until last week, and I basically decided that I don't care if I catch up at all with where it is in the calendar year compared to where these are. There is something to be said for if you create a goal that's unrealistic or isn't helpful and saying it's okay to not follow that goal. It's worked out well, so I've just decided, I'm like, okay, we're gonna finish January, and then from there I'll figure out where I'm going in the pattern, but you know, no worries. Here's where I was last time. And here's where it is today. So first of all, I'm happy that I now have more than 2.5 letters. So before I only had the A, B, and part of the C. Now we had D, E, and F. And just working on filling in this big piece. I love it. Like, there's all these empty spaces. You're meant to put your initials in later. I haven't even thought about who I'm going to fill them with. I don't know how many spaces I have on the entire pattern, but I just really enjoy this one it's similar to the Fruit of Plenty, but it's also stylistically its own thing, which I really appreciate. And the funny part, so I showed this to my mom, and she remarked about how he's stitching a lot of samplers right now because historically I've done no samplers. The ones I have going right now are like my first ones. They've not generally been something that appeals to me, so to find me that I've just all over from now is kind of funny, but I love this. I love the color that I picked, DMC 924, and it's fantastic, so soothing, and I'm gonna just kind of keep my plan of stitching it as I want, because I keep coming back to this one, the Fruit of Plenty. Like, I don't have to mentally argue with myself over working on, so that's awesome. Now, where I have ended up arguing with myself a little bit is my Mirabilias. Why? I have no idea. I love Mirabilias. I love everything about the designs. I even was really excited. I have not looked to see what the release for August is yet, but the June one, the Tea Party, is really cute. It's like the first one I've been really excited about in 2 years. So these were also like, I love working on my Mirabilias, but for whatever reason, over the past 2 months, they have just been like a destroyer of my motivation. So guess what? I only have one to show you, Stargazer, and I did not do a lot. You know what? I think it feels nice to say I can take a break. I'm really happy with the progress that I've made on it. So here's where I was last time. So here's where she is today. I have really only worked in this blue part of the front of her skirt, not extensively, but enough to kind of fill this in. I had the palest blue, not that pale, like almost sea glass color, this blue right here, I had lost. So I finally got a replacement skein because I just assumed they would never show up again. 2 days after I bought the replacement, before I'd even messed with the replacement, found the old one. Because that's how things work in my house. If you buy the new thing, the old thing reappears. If you're like, I'll find it, you never will. I don't know where this stuff hides. No idea. But anyway, just worked a little bit on the skirt. One of the things I will say that I really love about working on this particular pattern is I feel like she just has been like progressing so quickly. And for that matter, she is in total only 12% done, but I think it's a really, I don't know, it's 12% that makes a huge impact, so works for me. But I'm also, basically, I want to get a little further down here, like maybe about here, so not much further down than this, just fill in the back part, and then I'm going to start working on the beading up here, just because I think that'll really help pull the piece together. So we'll see. But this has been the one Mirabilia that I've been willing to play with because just she's easiest. And then the last piece that I worked on over the last month and a half is my Bucilla kit, Summer Symphony. The design is by Aaron Dirtner, and here's where it was last time. And this is where I am today. I've been basically working in this tree, or it's like a flowering tree or a bush or something. I don't know. I actually, like, the funny part is looking at the picture right now, I can't tell what it is, but per this, it looks like it's actually, I thought it was a flowering tree or bush. It's actually the arbor right here. All right. I did not want to count 40 across on the white up here because there was no way for me to easily double check it. So what I'm actually doing, coming down a little bit, sliding over right, and then going back up. But in the meantime, I'm like, okay, let's just fill in this a little more so it looks like something, anything. I haven't put a huge amount of time on it, but I did find this because I had struggled. The Aida, it's not hugely stiff. It's like Aida. It's like Aida always is. I don't love it in my hoop. The fabric tension didn't feel right. And for whatever reason, I decided to buy another set of Q-snaps. Why, I don't know, but I did. And they are the 11 by 17. This fits perfectly in them. Like, it's like these Q-snaps were made for this project. Y'all, I'm in love with Q-snaps for Aida. Like, they're amazing. Absolutely the best thing ever. And the problem is I'd been using 8x8 Q-snaps before. They were too small, so I wanted to really hold it in hand. These are big enough that I can kind of prop them in my lap or let the chair hold it, and I don't have them in a, like, I'm not holding them in a stitching frame. The smaller Q-snaps I actually have to put on my frame. These are just, they're big enough, they sit in my lap, and I love it. I love everything about it with this fabric. So I guess, and if you'd asked me, because I bought those Q-snaps back end of June, that sounds about right, and I would have said, nope, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am, but I'm sure I'm not going to like them any better this time than I did before. And it's, I guess, just how it goes, where you need to find like the right combination of tools for the project, and it makes it so much better. Because you know what, I was really disliking this one in hoops, and to find like the right thing that worked for me. Life-changing in a good way, which I really needed. It's like, that is my stitching victory of the summer. So winning, and because I mean, you see how stiff this still is, like it's holding itself. Everything else I've been using foam, I use foam board to kind of make it hold up properly, but this does it on its own. But like I said, the big Q snaps, amazing. Totally, I think I got a better feel for just why people like them. I don't love them for linen, but I love them, like, I guess it's, again, right application. I finally found it. Also, here is just a random piece. I want to share with you where I have now seen this one in the wild. I think I mentioned that if I didn't like Summer Symphony, that I was going to give it to my mom. Unfortunately, I can't do that. Well, fortunately or unfortunately. I had already decided I didn't want to give it away anyway, but I discovered that my mom already has her own that she did a number of years ago. So when I picked this one out and said it reminded me of something at my mother's house, maybe it was because like I had seen it and totally forgotten. No idea. But yeah, she has it hanging in her guest room, so I was above the bed for like 2 nights before I even noticed it was there. Yeah, I have no words. Anyway, that is it for my stitching. I thank you for stopping in and watching my video. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm going to get back on a good schedule again until after school starts in September, but I am back to kind of feeling stitching. I'm not going to do any goals right now because they are not working for me at this moment in time. Sometimes goals work, sometimes they don't. This is me saying they're not working for me right now, so I'm not going to do the thing that doesn't work for me. But I hope that whatever you have going on, that it is going well for you, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.